And I think just to pick up on a very important point that you made, which is there's so much debate at the moment, and so much coverage in the press, conversations. What does the future of AI look like? And as you said, there's these two kind of broadly very polarized perspectives. One is it's going to, it's changing everything, whatever it is, like in 3 years, 80% of white collar jobs will be eradicated, or whatever the statistic is that somebody wants to spout on any given day, or nothing's really going to change. It's a piece of technology that will be useful, but, humans are still going to roll the roost. And in any case, it's going to take a while. And, as you said, we don't subscribe to either premise, because basically the point of all of those predictions is hypothesis. It's a prediction. We don't know what's going to happen. The smartest thing you can do is respond in neither way, but look at what you've got and be mindful and thoughtful about how you integrate it properly into your business, your workflows. But I think a lot of people are getting swept up in the kind of the panic or the pushback, and are either just going, we've got to get some tools, throw it in there, everybody start using it, or they're not doing anything. And those are really the two responses to the problematic. And it doesn't help that, every week you've got a Sam Altman or an Elon Musk or a Darian Bambuda who's coming out and saying, this is going to change everything in a matter of months. And if you look back, Sam Altman was saying 2-3 years ago, 50% or whatever of white collar jobs will be done in 2 years. And that hasn't proved to be the case. So, but anyway, it's interesting. I think that's an important part of our approach, is that, as you said, there are tools there that are valuable, but please take a mindful approach to how you deploy them in the best possible way. And that means not just throwing them at your team and saying, figure this out and use it, but taking a much more holistic view of like, how do I bring my people along with this in a way that is going to maximize their value to the organization? And how are we going to actually put this into workflows in the right places, in the ways that bring most value?
And I think we are in a unique position, in terms of geography. So we live in the Bay Area, which is the hub of obviously many technology innovations, for all kinds of reasons. And, the AI revolution is really centered here. I've just recently got back from Australia. I'm about to go back to the UK in a couple of weeks, and in recent visits to Europe and even around the US and other cities around the US, the volume of AI conversation, the volume of AI activation is really centered here, and you can just see it in terms of like the billboards all around town. There's not a billboard that doesn't mention AI. But the shift from, it was all about SaaS, a year ago, 2 years ago, and now it's all about AI is incredible. Agentic, yeah. So obviously at the leading edge, every conversation, every coffee, every chat, every dinner party is about AI at the moment here. I think in a way that it isn't quite in other places, because people are still, first of all, a little more cautious. They're not as absorbed by it, but also, it hasn't yet quite rolled out in the same kind of way, but it's coming. I mean, it is absolutely happening, and there's thought leaders and people at the leading edge in every market that are doing incredible work.
Right.
But so I think, geographically, we're exposed to it in a way that most people just are not. And then the types of companies and clients and people that we talk to and are working with are, because of that exposure and because of the experimentation and the access to these emerging capabilities, technologies and platforms, the level of conversation around its possibilities is just much greater.